This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I'm here with Emma Garner at 30 Bench in Niagara. How are you today, Emma?
I'm very well, thanks, Jamie.
Now, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind speaking for a moment about how the 2014 vintage has been for you. Was it a nail-biting vintage? Was it something you felt a little bit more comfortable about? And at the end of the day, where you're sitting with your wines right now, how do you feel?
I'd have to say, as with any vintage, there was always a lot of excitement. And it started a little bit late, which I think had us all a bit nervous as to where the Bordeaux Reds were going to land in respect to ripeness. But as you know, for us, our main focus here is Riesling, along with Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. Given the fact that it wasn't that humid a year, any of those disease-sensitive varieties fared very, very well. I have to say the Pinot and the Chard in the vineyard was probably the most exciting and best quality fruit I've ever seen. Our Rieslings weathered the storm extremely well, especially after the nasty winter we came off of last year. The Merlot didn't fare as well, so we have a very, very small piece, 2 barrels to be exact.
That's Merlot. A small amount, right?
Very small, small lot indeed. The Cab Franc did extremely well also. I know the end date is always to be determined, so I think probably the biggest nail-biting section of the harvest was when we were going to get a frost. And we danced around nicely, end of October, beginning of November. There were a lot of close calls when we were meant to be getting frost, but they never came to fruition. So luckily, because we crop our vines so low, we managed to reach the optimal fruit levels that I was looking for, especially for the Cab Franc. So I was very excited about that. The Cab Sauv remains to be seen at this point where it will land, but they're very tight at this point in time, as you can imagine. Tasting new vintage Bordeaux varieties in November/December is a little challenging, but I had to say the intensity of fruit is a lot better than I was expecting it to be.
Now, when can we expect to see the first of these wines released?
We will be bottling our aromatics in February, so our small lot Rieslings as well as our Winemaker's Riesling, also the Rosé and Pinot Gris. Unfortunately, we didn't get any Gewurz off of our vines this year. We got 1 bushel, so single bottling for that one. Just kidding, we won't make one at all. We'll be bottling them in February, and then depending upon when the release dates are set, some will come out this summer. The Winemaker's Riesling, however, will be released in May or June.
And with regards to the reds?
The reds, the earliest release that we have for the reds would be the Pinot, which won't be until 2016, beginning of 2016.
Well, lots to look forward to there. Emma, thank you very much for joining us at Good Food Revolution today.
Thanks, Jamie.
Bye for now.